Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and we love helping the well-dressed take care of their wardrobes. Thank you for all your comments and questions that you guys have posted on our YouTube channel. After reading them all and answering as many as possible, I've selected 5 more for this week's Q&A video. Each of these individuals I've selected will receive a complimentary pair of our Sovereign Grade shoelaces as a token of our appreciation for their participation in our channel. In today's Q&A video, we're going to be focusing on pocket squares. Our first question today is from Clear Reason, and it reads, how do you match your pocket squares and ties? So great question. And matching your pocket squares is really the same way that you would match a tie to a suit. It's just supposed to kind of all tie in together. So you want to be choosing a pocket square that complements what you're wearing. And normally what you do, or at least what I do, is I pick out a minor color and then I match that to either my tie or my suit. Now that said, if you're ever in question or not certain of a particular match, you can always go with the white pocket square. I mean, every gentleman should have at least one, if not more than one, white pocket square because it's the most versatile pocket square you can own. And so here I'm wearing a blue kind of check pocket square that you can see complements the color of the blue suit and brings out some of the blue in this particular tie. But I could just as easily have taken this Godard archival pocket square, which is actually a handkerchief, you can tell by its size, and thrown that in here. And you can see it goes actually quite fantastically with what I'm wearing today. So the one advice that I would give and thing that you want to avoid is you don't want to too closely match the color of your pocket square to the primary color in your tie because you don't want to look like it's from a match set. I mean, you never want the pocket square to actually match the pattern of the tie. You see those in like boxed sets at department stores where the pocket square is made from the exact same material as the tie, and that just is way too contrite for me. I mean, you want it to be similar in color and have some have it complement what you're wearing, but you don't want it to clash. And so that's probably the most important rule or advice that I could give you. Our second question today is from Rob Krimmer, and it reads, what is the correct way to store a pocket square? So Rob, the easiest way to store a pocket square is just simply folded, right? So at the end of the day, I'll take my pocket squares out and then I'll just refold them along the same lines that I've received them, and then I'll store all my pocket squares in a drawer of my dresser, just flat and on top of one another. That is the easiest way to do it. Storing them flat, just make sure that they're not going to wrinkle unnecessarily. But really no special care or attention is needed. But that said, we do have a tie and pocket square rack that we have here at the Hanger Project that allows you to clip your pocket squares and hang them all on this rack. So if you're someone that has a closet space where you could mount this on your wall, it's actually a really smart way to store pocket squares just because it allows you to see all your pocket squares at once. Our third question today is from Jerry Gundecker, and it reads, can an ordinary handkerchief be folded to pass for a pocket square? The difference between a handkerchief and a pocket square is really the size. I mean, a handkerchief traditionally would be something that you would keep in a pocket of your trousers that you would use to wipe sweat away or blow your nose. But you can also, fold them up and use them as pocket squares. I prefer personally smaller pocket squares, or I prefer the smaller size of pocket squares just because I find that it fits better in a jacket pocket without being too bulky. I mean, you can see the difference in size between this pocket square and this handkerchief. Now that said, a lot of the handkerchiefs that we sell, especially the ones from Godard, are very fine kind of in their material. I mean, if you look at this pocket square or this handkerchief, I mean, I can easily take this through my wedding band and it just passes right through. So this can be put into a breast jacket pocket pretty easily without being too large. And I don't do anything special whenever I'm folding this. I mean, I fold it the same way that I would a pocket square, except that it's just going to be slightly more voluminous and larger. And my favorite way to fold a pocket square is I just take it in the middle, run it through my hands, and then kind of fold it, in the middle. So, as you can see, it's quite large, but you stuff this in your jacket pocket, and it still looks fine. Our fourth question today is from David Lay, and it reads, what is the proper way to fold a pocket square? I'm interested in using them, but I don't want them to look terrible in my pocket. So David, Every gentleman looks better with a pocket square, and really there's no reason one shouldn't be wearing a pocket square every single time they're wearing a jacket. I mean, I try, unless I forget because I'm running out of the house, to really wear a pocket square in all my jackets, and sometimes I'll just leave the same pocket square in my jacket whenever I hang it up in my closet because that pocket square just goes so well with that particular jacket. So I pull the jacket off my hanger, throw it on, and it's already got a pocket square. But don't be intimidated by pocket squares. I mean, they're really easy. I wouldn't worry too much about how you fold it, and I would actually encourage you not to worry too much about how you fold it because you don't want to be that guy that precisely folds his pocket square and it looks contrite and a little too deliberate. I mean, a pocket square should look like something you threw in your pocket. You're going to pull it out a little bit so that it's showing, but you don't want to look like you're trying too hard. I mean, that is, in essence, sprezza, which is the act of being very elegantly well-dressed without looking like you tried too hard. Now, that said, I will show you really how I fold my pocket squares. And so I lay them out, and then I like to just pinch them in the middle, take them through my hand to get, a nice little peeking of the ends. And then I'll oftentimes fold the bottom half up so I get a little bit of a poof at the bottom. I hold it and then I just put it into my jacket pocket and kind of play around with it. Now, with it, I mean, you want it, jetting out of your pocket square really no more than an inch. I mean, if you have it, like this, I mean, it's showing way too much. If anything, I'd say err on the side of it showing less than more. So, this looks better than that. I mean, this is, jetting out of the pocket too much. That said, there's a lot of different ways to fold a pocket square, and we actually have an entire video that we filmed with Benjamin Simonot from Simonot Godard showing you several different ways to fold a pocket square. But my favorite, and the one that, I really use for all my pocket squares, is I just take it through my hand and stuff it inside my jacket pocket. Okay, our last question today is from Straight Up Joe, and I think it's probably the most interesting question that we've had today on pocket squares, and it is about our Simonot Godard Fil de Bouche pocket squares, and it reads, what about the pocket square makes it illegal to make? Now, this is really alluding to the very long and storied history behind these Simonot Godard pocket squares. The Fil de Bouche is a vintage pocket square that was made in the early 20th century. We think around kind of the 1910, 1920, and it is a 100% linen pocket square that really is so fine it is indistinguishable from a cotton pocket square like this. I mean, it's an incredibly expensive pocket square. It's $400, but it really is a piece of textile history because this pocket square cannot be made anymore. And actually, the conditions and the environment in which these pocket squares were made were outlawed in the 1920s in France, which is why this particular quality is impossible to even acquire this day. So whenever we're sold out of these Simonot Godard Fil de Bouche pocket squares, they're gone forever. Now, Fil de Bouche, what that means is thread of the mouth. And the reason that this particular pocket square is called Fil de Bouche is because the linen thread is so fine that whenever the ladies were weaving it, they had to take it through their mouth in order to wet the fiber or the linen thread to give it a little bit more body so that it could even withstand the process of weaving the pocket square. It allowed this incredibly fine 100% linen pocket square to be made that really is a marvel. Now, the conditions that really led to this being outlawed is that the ladies that would do these Fil de Bouche pocket squares would weave them in their cellars. And in France, the cellars, anyone that's been in one, are cold, wet, and in that time they were moldy. And so those conditions were really leading to a lot of respiratory issues for the young ladies that would be doing this work, and oftentimes they were dying very young. And so that's why France eventually outlawed that type of work and required better working conditions for these weavers. The Fil de Bouche pocket square is absolutely incredible. We've got more information about this story on the website, and I believe we have a video with Benjamin Simonot talking specifically about out this story in greater detail, and it's one of the most amazing stories out there. It really ranks right up there with the George Cleverly Russian reindeer in terms of just kind of the magic authenticity of the story behind such an incredible product. So if you haven't watched that video, I encourage you to take a look at it, and I think we've got more of the Fil de Bouche pocket squares on their way. Thanks again for all of your questions, and remember, everyone that we featured in our Q&A video will receive a complimentary pair of our Sovereign Grade shoelaces. Once again, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone for their comments and questions. It's your engagement on our YouTube channel that make these Q&A videos possible. Not only do these Q&As give me an opportunity to answer in greater depth a lot of the questions that I'm already answering, but they allow me to take a moment to just acknowledge my appreciation for everyone's involvement in this channel. I absolutely enjoy this platform and how it's allowed me to connect more directly with you all, and I really have fun interacting with you and answering your questions. If you haven't taken an opportunity to ask a question or make a comment, I invite you to do so. Even if you don't have any questions to ask, just sharing your opinion or your thoughts about our content help us make better videos for you in the future. I read all those comments and questions personally and really do enjoy getting back to as many of them as possible. In today's video, I'm wearing my bespoke Chris Despis suit. This is a fresco fabric, which is a really high twist, open weave fabric that is great for summertime. It's a hardy fabric. I believe this is 12 ounces. It drapes great and is perfect for travel. One of my favorite suits. It has patch pockets, but unlike my brown fresco suit, it has a normal breast pocket and not a patch pocket here also. So it's a little bit slightly dressier, I would say, than my brown fresco suit that has all patch pockets, but still kind of quite casual for summer. It has tap trousers and is uncuffed. Today in this video, I'm wearing actually a white Turbo and Nasser shirt. You can see that it has a much higher collar stance and longer points. And this particular collar is the traditional TNA collar from the 1990s, which is cut differently than their standard collar today. I'm wearing a Kirby Allison Sovereign Grade tie. This is a beautiful kind of red Macclesfield with a floral print. The pocket square I'm wearing is one of the two that we featured in the video. This is the white archival handkerchief. It's 100% cotton. Although it's quite large, it's a handkerchief. It's still incredibly thin because of the really high quality cotton weave. And then also in the video I was wearing one of our blue Seminole Godard pocket squares. Both of these pocket squares and the tie, of course, are available on hangerproject.com. The socks I'm wearing today are from Palatino. It's our small dot melange. This is in the navy. I've got this same pair of socks in brown, gray, and this blue, and these are absolutely without question my favorite socks I own. The shoes I'm wearing are a pair of dark brown St. Crispin's semi-brogues. An interesting detail of this shoe is that the rear quarters are made from dark brown suede. And I'm also wearing my Optimo Hat Company Monte Cristi straw hat with a brown band. Absolutely beautiful hat and perfect for summer. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications by clicking the bell to the right of the subscribe button so that you can learn whenever we release new videos. If you have any questions or comments about anything we discussed on this video, please ask them in the comments section below. And of course, please visit hangerproject.com, where we have the largest, most comprehensive collection of luxury garment care and shoe care accessories in the world, as well as many other incredible products for the well-dressed. And while you are there, subscribe to our newsletter to receive notifications of new product launches, promotions, as well as a weekly digest of all the videos we publish here on our YouTube channel. I'm Kirby Allison. Thanks for joining us.